Okay, so here I am at Heraclea. First look at the SPQR system. And I want to highlight what I'm doing because I'm just learning the system here, basically. But in this battle, the Drusus, his cav, has a special elite initiative on the first turn of the game, getting rid of Pyrrhus' elite initiative. As long as he comes in within 2 hexes of the river, and historically, I'm trying to match that. He attacked the light infantry along the river line. Now, to me, this looks like a questionable action. The river isn't that solid. He's not going to be able to clear the entire light infantry line. And there's a fairly heavy contingent of cav here that he could not attack. If he could have gotten flank hits on them, that would have been fantastic. He couldn't get close enough to do that, and he can't attack. Attacking them head on is really bad. They're better cav than he is. Okay, so let's start going through the procedure here. First of all, everybody moved. They used a line order. This guy is engaging, so he's going to have to shock, and he has to check his quality. And likewise, the Greek unit has to check its quality. Now, I need to see, because I don't know if there are modifiers to this. I don't see any. Okay. I just wanted to see because getting hit in the flank seemed like it would be worse. So I'm using red for the Romans because you see the Macedonians are red, and this blue for the Greeks is, I don't know. Alright, so both units have to make a TQ check. Is there an order to this? I don't believe so. Okay, and both units appear to have succeeded. The Romans got a 1, which is going to succeed. That would even work for a routed unit. But the Greeks got a 3. Their tactical quality is 4. So they get no hits just for charging forward. Okay. Oh, and all these units should be marked moved. The reason that's important is that if they try to move again, they take cohesion hits. Now, if they want, and he took 1, why did he take 1? Damn, I don't remember why he took 1. Oh, he took 1 from archery fire. Okay. So now we go to... Yeah, so I mean, you can move as far as you like, but your unit will just disintegrate if you push them too hard. And I like that technique. I think that existed in Samurai as well. Okay. So, shock superiority. We're hitting a flank. Immediately, that gives the Romans the superiority there. Clash of arms. The attacker type is... Uh-oh. Okay. Is Roman cavalry, which is HC on this table, but RC over on the superiority. And I'm hitting SK, if I can find that. There. I'm hitting him in the flank. I'm going to be on table 11 base. Size is 3-to-1, if I can find that table. Yeah. The attackers got 3, the defenders got 1. That's going to give me 2 shifts more. I don't see anything else on the chart. So we were at 11, we're going to be over at 13. We roll a die. It's not very good. It's a 2. The Romans take 2, which put them up to a 3. And the Greeks take a 3, which doesn't break them. Okay. And I think that's actually all that happens. Except he's within 1 of his breaking points, so I believe he has to make a tactical check. I have to look at this. Yeah. So he's within 1 of an automatic route and in an enemy zone of control, so he makes a tactical check. If he succeeds, he reduces his cohesion hits by 1. If he fails, he routes. He failed, so he is routed. And there has to be a routed marker here. And now he gets to run. And, you know, I mean, obviously I'm looking up every little thing because no. How far does he route? I think his movement speed. And I think he's routing in this direction. So I'll just do that. Alright, now, there's no advance and no pursuit because he routed after the combat, essentially. This was in this collapse phase. If he had broken during the combat itself, there would have been a pursuit opportunity by the cav, but as it stands, that doesn't happen. And 8 units moved. Now, I don't know how to mark my little leader that he did his thingy. I'm going to put a restricted marker on because I don't have anything else that I know. There's a lot of counters, and some of them I don't remember seeing anything that counted for this. But he can only take a maximum of, when his next action comes around, put this so that I can give his number, he can only get 1 momentum roll off of that. Not that he's likely to pass from that, but he's already used an action with his elite leadership bonus. Okay. Well, that was a lot of effort for very little effect in terms of, you know, I had to look through a lot of rules, etc., to figure out what I need to do. But once you get used to it, it really isn't that expensive, I think. It's just all the mechanics have a high cost. Okay, so the next lowest valued leader in terms of initiative are these 2. I don't know what they are. PRTs. Prefects, I guess. Okay. Set of Triari, they're under special rules where they really can't do anything until either the Roman line is having problems or they fall far enough behind the Roman line that they have to catch up. So I don't want to activate that leader, although as long as he stays commanding the Triari, he's not going to be able to do anything this turn anyway, I'm assuming, unless I trump with everyone. So that leaves me with this fella, and I might as well give a line command to, what are these, my Velites, to move forward. I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to clear the way with just the cav. And I think this is the best I can do. See what we get. 1, 2, 3. I don't really want to be in the river. That's the problem. But so how are Velites versus skirmishers? I guess that's what it comes down to. Are they good enough that I can send them? Ooh, what are they ranked as? They are ranked as light infantry versus foot skirmishers. AS, the attacker has superiority, but I've got this river, which is going to give two shifts to the left. Excuse me. And doesn't cause any cohesion penalties. I don't know. I think we got to get things started. That's what I think. Alright, let's move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, here we get a shot again on the missile table. And I don't believe the skirmishers can withdraw. Actually, that was 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Okay. I don't believe the skirmishers can withdraw because the Velites are just as fast. So I'm just going to shoot them. And I need a 5 or less to cause a cohesion hit. And I get one. And because we charged up like that, I have to decide, do I want to fight or not? I think it's my option with Velites. And the answer is yes. So I put I can put one of these choose to shocks, but I'm planning on it. See, these markers are different. Some of them have the TQ check on them, some of them don't. Basically, I just want to flag them as indicating what I already know. Now I'm going to move the rest of the line up, and then I'm going to take care of the combats, and I'll come back and show you what happened. In my little example combat, and I've gone a little further before I realized this, the Velite gets to throw as he's coming forward as well. So let me take care of that. He's got a javelin. Range 1, he needs a 6. Okay, I think those are zeros. So he also managed to do a hit. And I'll run down the line that way. But we're seeing some cohesion hits. We also saw some javeliners run out of ammo. I'll just do the responses down the line as I go as well. Okay, so I fired all down the line. Not a lot of effect here. Now, and the skirmishers would love to be able to withdraw because they're outclassed really by the Velites, but they can't do that because their movement allowance is the same. So we're left with, and this would have been a time, there's a rule for pre-arranged withdrawals. This would have been a good time to have that in effect. It's not specified in the scenario that you can at this point, so I don't know if it would have been allowable. Okay, so I want to target one particular battle out of these before all the others because it has a leader. And the reason that's important is you have to do a leader loss check before the fight is engaged. And a 1 means there is not a leader loss. That's important because the troops could lose heart, and they also lose whatever advantage the leader's got. Oh, we had another one with a leader here. Oh well. Okay. So now the units engage, and here's something interesting. They're both javelin units. They drop their javelins at this point. They're out of ammo, unless they reload. I'll just mark that here. We have to make, oh, I should have done the TQ first. Again, red for the Romans because they don't have the red pieces. And let's see what we got. We got failures on both sides. Okay, well, what happens? I gotta find a... Somewhere or another there's a pre-shock TQ check, type of check A. Hits is equal to the die roll minus the TQ. So 6 minus 4 means they take 2 hits and they're at a 3. But the Romans rolled a 9 minus 6 means they take 3 hits. Okay, so neither side broke. I was afraid the Romans were going to break there. Alright. Now the leader loss check would take place, I believe. I'm not... Let me see, there should be a sequence for this. No, this is resolved melee. There is one elsewhere, but I don't feel like looking for it at this point. Okay. So now we look on the shock superiority, and we've got light infantry hitting light infantry. My guess is there's no superiority on that. I'm hoping basically to break the skirmishers. But I ended up hitting this. This leader has a 0 charisma, so he's not affecting anything. And clash of spears, lights versus lights, frontal hit. It's going to be row 7. This can't be good for the attacker, huh? Alright, I guess we just roll. We got shifts. Hold on. We got 2 shifts because they're in the river. So it's over to row 5. Got a big 4. The attacker takes 3. The defender takes 2. Oh. That would be both sides routing. Now that can't happen. So, we have to see who doesn't route in this case. And I'm going to have to look up that roll because you count the total penalties after moving in, but they're actually exactly even. They're both exactly at the route point. So I'm not sure. Probably the defender holds, but it may be a die roll. Surprisingly, the system actually gives the advantage to the attacker. So the defender has just routed. And runs 5 hexes back. I can't take care of this quite yet because I have to take care of all the battles at once. It's unlikely to create an issue here. In fact, it's impossible to, so I can do this. Okay, so 5 hexes. These guys advance, and they're up to 5, 1 less than they need to route, out of missiles, but they've succeeded in their job of clearing away those skirmishers. Alright, let's get the rest of the line done. So the net result was rather mixed. We have some Romans, it looked like they were breaking through everywhere, but some of these high morale units, even though they're tiny, managed to break the Roman Velites, mainly on the morale check because their skirmishers, at least some of these, the skirmishers can't inflict a lot of damage. They can only inflict a maximum of 1 cohesion hit in actual hand-to-hand, but they can still scare you and create them before the hand-to-hand starts. Over here we've got, though, a couple of lights. A couple of Greek light infantry that were able to hold their own, because really they had the advantage holding the river line. Alright, well, I can roll for a momentum on this leader, and I'm going to do that. He only succeeds on a 2. He did not get it, so he is finished. And all these Roman units should be marked moved, and I didn't do that, so that's going to be a little bit of fun for me to fix all that. That's so that they pay a penalty if they try to move again. Alright, I'm sending this one up. I know it's not through the first turn even, but, you know, it should give some idea of just how much effort there is. So when you see those hip shot videos that, like, make it all seem easy flowing forward, it isn't. This game does require a lot of effort to make each thing work correctly. However, unlike the Battles of the Age of Reason, both, I feel, have this huge component of you gotta play with a lot of things and do things, but it doesn't have anything completely silly like I gotta roll the dice for every hex I move. There's an attempt to keep it in a manageable range here, so that I think that, you know, somebody who wants that level of detail, and I think I'm one of those people, is fairly happy with this kind of game. Lobos hits went to the extreme level, and I still got a certain pleasure out of it once I got used to the mechanisms, but it annoyed the crap out of me even then and hurt my wrist. There's a lot of die rolling and a lot of counter playing with this, though, too. It's just, it doesn't feel quite as silly